We're sitting down today with Erica Anderson Rooney to talk about setting boundaries for a stress-free holiday season. The holidays are already stressful enough. This is such a great way of putting those parameters on those interactions. So, Erica, how can we do that?
Oh, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about this time of the year because there is so much more stuff we have to do that's just piled on top of everything else we are already doing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Think about it, all of the holiday cards, the holiday parties, the extra events that we're going to. It is impossible to say yes to everything. So the very first step when we're talking about boundaries in the holiday season is recognizing that you cannot do it all. You cannot. So you have to say no to these extra projects that are coming through, maybe neighbor parties that you get invited because you live in the neighborhood, but you don't really know the person. So you've got to start protecting your time. And one of my favorite ways of doing this is to really create specific downtime moments because the holidays, Eric, are all about enjoying the time with our loved ones, with our people. And if we don't schedule that downtime with them to do things like watch our favorite Christmas movie and wrap presents and, I don't know, go caroling if that's your thing, if we don't create that time, it won't happen.
That's so very true. But around the holiday season, Erica, sometimes there's a sense of almost obligation. You mentioned the neighbor's party that you don't really know them that well. You don't really know anyone that's going to be there outside of maybe your partner. So then you end up sitting in a corner anyway, not really engaging with any of them, but you're losing out on hours that you could be using to have the family time. But you also, if you skip that, you feel a sense of guilt because the holiday season is supposed to be about friends and neighbors and camaraderie. So how do we navigate that aspect?
How do we move past the guilt? Oh, isn't that like if I had $1 million, it would all be because I have the answer to that question.
Yes.
But the thing is, my favorite thing to do is create what I call a holiday success plan with my family. And each one of us, kids included, we sit down and we say, this is the one thing I want to do this holiday season. And maybe that's go see all of the best Christmas lights in the town that you live in. Maybe it's I want to watch my favorite Christmas movie. Whatever that is, write it down. Schedule those activities in because those are the things that matter. And then recognize that everything else is just noise. And you
Okay.
can always catch up with those neighbors and get to know them on a better level after the holidays when things have slowed down. And so I really recommend just reaching out to them and saying, hey, we're a little overloaded with all of the parties and the holiday shindigs going on. How about we connect in January or February? And 99% of the time, they are going to be more than okay with that.
That's such an excellent point that I the guilt is so overwhelming during the holiday season that it never dawned on me to just be straightforward, authentic, honest about this. I'm one of those people that try to go to 7 Christmas parties that all are going on at the same time, but then I just end up spending 15 minutes at each of them and I get exhausted. This
And
is
you're
such a
overstimulated and overfed, and it's
exactly.
the magic of the season is gone. So
It,
punt
yeah,
it out to the new year. Take your time then, but enjoy the quiet moments if you can.
it's so important. So important. Do you have any other tips for getting past that, getting past the guilt, getting past the sense of obligation in regards to setting these boundaries for the holiday season?
Yes. So I'm a big fan of creating what I call a shed the shoulds list.
Okay.
And a shedding the should list is all of those things that I believe other people expect of me. They expect me to come to this party. They expect me to bake a cake for my work party. And guess what? This is a big one. They expect that family Christmas holiday card to be mailed out on time. Sit down and ask yourself, do those things matter to you? Or are you doing them because someone else said you should? Or you think you should? And really dig into that. And I'll tell you, Eric, I sent Christmas cards begrudgingly
Same.
for a good 5 years,
Still
kids.
do. Still
Oh,
do.
well, I let me tell you, Eric, you need to free yourself from that.
I I know.
Read myself. I just said, I'm not going to do it. I even sent out a little note to some people who reached out saying, we didn't get your Christmas card. And I said, you know what? I've decided to spend more time watching Christmas movies and baking Christmas cookies than I am sending Christmas cards. So you're not going to get one from me this year.
And that's what we realized in my household last year, that when we started giving out Christmas cards back in college, it was to 5, maybe 6 households. Now we're sending out hundreds of Christmas cards, and it's gotten to the point that it takes that meaning away, that the care that goes into a Christmas card, it kind of
Yes.
eliminates that by quantity over quality. Now,
Yes.
Erica, the holiday season is such a stressful time. I'm sure the folks at home would love more information and to potentially connect with you for more insight on how to navigate the stresses of the holidays. Where can they go for more info?
You can find me on my website, which is just www.ericaandersonrooney.com.
Perfect. And as always, we are going to make sure that all the links you need, they're all going to be available after the show today over on 9and10news.com.